For the best medical and paramedical lectures, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay connected with us.
Hello everyone, myself Tony back with another lecture, and today we will learn about gingivitis, which is a very important topic. But before we start the lecture, please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any doubt regarding this topic, comment down. So let's begin. First of all, let's see the definition of the gingivitis. So first, gingiva means gum and titis means inflammation. So, gingivitis. So, we will mix up, and it is said that gingivitis is inflammation of the gum. A bacterial plaque accumulate in the spaces between the gums and teeth and in the calculus that forms on the teeth. If left untreated, gingivitis can progress to periotitis, which is more serious and can eventually lead to loss of teeth. So in short, we can say as gingivitis is an inflammation of the gum. Further, we will learn about, first of all, let's see the picture of the difference between healthy tooth gum and a diseased tooth gum. So in the right side you can see that a healthy tooth gum is there, and in the left side it is a diseased tooth gum which has periodontal pocket and also has a inflammation. See the red in the left side. So it is a comparison of the healthy tooth and a diseased tooth. So further we will learn about the classification of the gingivitis. So there are three types of classification of gingivitis. First is acute, then recurrent, and third is a chronic. So we will learn one by one. So first of all we will learn about the acute gingivitis. So in that, it is of a sudden onset and a short duration and can be painful. Second, a less severe form of acute condition is called a subacute. So you have to just learn about that. In acute, it's short duration and it is very painful. Okay. Then second is recurrent gingivitis, reappears after eliminate or by a treatment or disappearing spontaneously. And the third one is a chronic gingivitis. So in that, it is a slow in onset and long duration, then is painless, then normal areas become inflamed. So in that, you have to just learn that it is a slow onset compared to acute, then it is long duration compared to acute, and it is a painless compared to acute. Okay. Then further we will learn about what are the signs and symptoms of the gingivitis, or we can say as a clinical manifestation. So first is a bright red or a purple gums, then second is a shiny gums and a swollen gums, then third is a gums that are painless except when pressure is applied, then gums that easily beveled even when gentle brushing and especially when you floss. Then bad breath, then inflammation, then soft gums, mouth sores, fever, ulceration. These all are the sign and symptom of the gingivitis. Then further we will learn about causes. What are the causes of the gingivitis? So first is build up of bacteria plaque on the teeth. So the mixture of the bacteria in the teeth can cause the gingivitis. Then smoking and tobacco, then faulting dental prosthesis, then malloculation. So malloculation is what? So malloculation, in that teeth are not in a normal position and has a problem with the shape or size of the jaw or teeth. Then breathing through the mouth can also affect gingivitis. Then local trauma. Okay. Then dry mouth, then vitamin deficiency, especially vitamin C. These all are the causes which can affect gingivitis. or can produce the gingivitis. So further is other causes. So other causes are the changes in hormones. Hormonal changes can also cause gingivitis. Example, during puberty, menopause, the menstrual cycle and a pregnancy occur. So this is in women's. Then a gingiva may become more sensitive, raising the risk of inflammation. So other causes are the some diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and HIV are linked to the higher risk of developing gingivitis. So these are all are the disease which has a higher risk of the gingivitis, uh, cancer, diabetes, HIV, etc. Okay. Then other causes are family history. So family history in that parents has had gingivitis have a higher risk of developing it themselves. Okay. So if the parents their parents who has the problem of gingivitis can occur through her son or daughter. Okay, so family history is there. Then further we will learn how does a gingivitis diagnose, what are the diagnoses which we do for the disease gingivitis. So first is measuring the gums. Okay, the dentist or a hygienist will use a periodontal probe to measure the depth of the pocket around all the teeth in the mouth, generally once per calendar year. So once a year it is used. Then healthy gums will have pocket 1 mm to 3 mm deep. Beyond that, the deeper the pocket, the more severe the disease is. So here the measuring the gums is used by a periodontal probe. So what is a periodontal probe? So it's an instrument in dentist commonly used for a dental. It's usually long, thin, and it is used for measuring the gum. Okay, so it is diagnosed by the periodontal probe. Then second is the taking x-rays. Okay, x-rays will help show the level of underlying bones and whether any bone has been lost to periodontal disease. So x-ray is one of them. Then examining sensitive teeth that have become sensitive around the gum line may indicate areas of descending gums. So examine sensitive teeth is also diagnosed. Then checking the gums. Okay, dentist or hygienist check that gum has become red, swollen or bleeding gums are there or not. So these all are diagnosed. Then further is treatment. So what are the treatment which we prevent from gingivitis? So first is more frequent cleaning. Clean your teeth frequently. Then scaling, root planning and curettage of the periodontal pocket. Scaling is a removal the calculus deposed from your teeth. Okay, it is a removal of a calculus which is there in your teeth. Then second is root planning, is a smoothing of the root surfaces so that the gum tissue can reattach to the tooth. Then curettage it is a removal of a soft tissue lining the periodontal pocket. Okay, so you can see in the picture on the right side that is a scaling picture and a root planning picture is there, and it is a treated. So see that picture and you will get the perfect idea. So further we will see a third one, treatment of flex surgery. So flex surgery is what allows us to gain access to the root of the tooth for removal of the calculus, plaque and diseased tissue. So before I said that periodontal probe is used, okay, for measuring the gum. So in that, so in this flex surgery, advanced periodontal treatment is used. In that, uh, removal of the calculus, plaque and diseased tissue are removed from the teeth. Then fourth is a antibacterial mouth rinses or other aids may be also be recommended. Then fifth is repair of teeth or replacement of the dental and orthodontic appliances may be recommended. Then last is Any other related illness or condition should be treated. So these all are the treatment of the gingivitis which we have to prefer for the patient who are suffering from the gingivitis. So further we will see prevention. Okay, what the patient can do at home to prevent the gingivitis. So we will discuss one by one. So first is brush your teeth at least twice a day. Okay, brush your teeth daily, twice a day, morning and before you sleep. Then second is floss your teeth at least once a day. Then third is regularly rinse your mouth with an antiseptic mouthwash. Then avoid smoking. Then avoid refined sugars between meals. Then drink plenty of water. Water increases production of a saliva which has a teeth and gums. Ensure adequate intake of vitamin C. Take maximum vitamin C. Then eat a balanced diet. Avoid malnutrition. Okay, balance diet take and be the healthy person. These all are the prevention which the patient can do at home to prevent the disease called gingivitis. It's a very easy. Okay, so you will get the perfect idea. Then the picture is that first picture is a brushing tips and second picture is flossing tips. Okay, so brushing, see the first picture, brush at a 45-degree angle to your teeth against, brush in gentle circles and don't scrub. These all are the types of brushing tips. Okay, you should know. And second, you can see flossing tips. Okay, take 50 centimeter of floss and wrap around your middle fingers, leaving about 5 centimeter between your hands. Okay, then use your index finger to guide the floss between two teeth. Okay, this you can understand by this picture. Okay, so this is brushing tips and second is a flossing tips. So this is all about gingivitis, its definition, its classification, its causes, treatment, prevention, diagnosis. Okay, these all are very important and it is very easy. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding this topic, you can comment down. Okay, I will surely get back to your answer. So that's it guys, this is all about gingivitis. I hope you will like this lecture. Please hit the like button and subscribe our channel for more amazing lectures. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back with another lecture. Till then, be happy, stay home, stay safe. You were God gingivitis. Thank you.
Do like, leave a comment, and share with your friends.